Good evening. Hello out there. My name is Scott, and this is. What is this? This is the winter storm. What were they calling it? Something or other. Landon. Winter storm Landon. No work tomorrow live stream. And that's true, by the way. Sometime this afternoon, they told us, well, you know, we're just going to go ahead and close tomorrow. We're going to close the shop tomorrow, so don't worry about coming in. But make sure you're here on Friday. Make sure you shovel everything tomorrow. So you can be here for sure on Friday, and we're going to be here Saturday. If you could just go ahead and come in on Saturday, that'd be great. Okay? Thanks. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in Sunday. Not on, no Sunday. No Sunday. That is the one sacred day. Anyway, so yeah, I thought I would just get on a live stream because, you know, what better to do than go on a live stream and see if I can ruffle some feathers. Some of these apes that keep leaving me malicious comments and responding to my malicious comments with more malicious comments. It's just a malicious comment fest. But so we'll take a look at some of those. Maybe we'll take a look at some of those comments and set the record straight. Maybe I have some Reddit posts I like. I have some Reddit posts I like. Also have some stuff coming in. Let's see here. So this is, let's see here. I just got a message. I just got a message from like 2 people with YouTube videos. So let's see here. This is the Ape Father video, and we'll take a look at that. Why not? Make sure we're not going to blow it out, because I know he likes to yell. Slow today. What is going on here? Page unresponsive. Okay. Might need to do a router restart. Oh man. This is not good. Not good. God. Okay. Wow. Okay. Let's see if I can get to it. This is ridiculous. Okay. Finally something loaded. Well, a little bit more.
Financial planner. I'm an entertainer. The one and only ape father in the house. Wow! So I actually called up AMC Corporate today, and I think I came.
Okay.
This video is not financial advice. I'm not a financial planner. I'm an entertainer. The one and only ape father in the house. Wow! So I actually called up AMC Corporate today, and I think I came up with a catalyst, an amazing idea that's going to take AMC over the top, all right?
This is it.
And what happened was I was on the phone with the secretary of Mr. Adam.
He talked to the secretary.
Adam, the A-man, baby, himself, okay? And she's passing along this message to him, and she told me she thinks that he's going to love it. You know, think about this for a second. You know a great way to double revenue? Okay? Why not? All we're doing is feeding humans, right? Like humans were buying popcorn. Well, we got...
No, you're feeding apes, not humans. Apes.
Popcorn for free. But everyone else who goes to AMC theaters has to pay for the concessions, right? They got to pay for drinks, popcorn, pretzel bites, candy. Okay. So let's say, ready? We let dogs in AMC theaters. We can start selling AMC concessions for dogs. Right, Max? Look, and look how much you'll be happy with this. Look, what's this?
Oh, God.
What's this? An AMC milk bone? Go get it.
Yeah, let's do that. That is one
it.
lazy ass dog too.
Adam, because he's waiting for
Takes
the
after
approval.
his daddy.
He wants the Adam Aaron to approve it. I understand. Now, the secretary told me, and this is another big revenue that we can make for AMC. She said to me, the problem with letting dogs in the movie theaters is that, you know, they're going to piss, they're going to take craps.
Yeah.
She said, and I know Adam Aaron will not go for that.
That's one of the problems. How about barking? How about fucking dogs in a movie theater? Like.
So once again, more revenue, big catalyst, AMC dog pads. Pee-wee pads, baby. This could be an AMC brand. So now,
that's
when they come
fantastic.
into the movie, we can fill the movie theaters with pads. Look, he loves.
So dogs can shit on them, literally. That's what he's suggesting. So dogs can pee and poop on something that says AMC. I actually like that idea, okay? I like that idea. I'd like to see that. I would like to see that.
The pad. Look.
Oh my God.
I'll show you.
You're not supposed to use those like once the dog is housebroken. What the hell is wrong with this guy? What is? I feel bad for his dog. I feel sorry for his dog. Oh my God. Okay, I'm not gonna. I don't want to see this. Actually, I want to. No, I don't want to see.
We can now sell concessions to not just humans, but we can sell concessions to dogs, even cats, maybe. We can.
No, I'm not taking my cat to the movies. Also. So they'll take dog credit cards and dog cash, like, so the dogs can pay for it in their native currency.
Double, triple, quadruple our revenue, baby. What do you think of that idea? Is that not the catalyst we need to go over the top, baby? What do you think? Technical analysis.
Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. That just went somewhere that I did not want. I mean, okay, what do the comments say? Oh, of course it's not going to load. God. Oh, okay. Not surprising they didn't use the pads for the dogs. I am surprised Rich didn't eat all the dog treats. This is rock bottom. Lou said he liked you more when you were cross-dressing in your Hooters outfit. I was offered $1 billion for my shares by a banker earlier. I turned it down. After seeing this video, I know I should have taken it. Holding the stock is taking a major toll on you. Just sell and move on. I think they should charge different prices for better seats, especially on opening weekend when the movie is sold out. Better seats? So, like, more expensive for the seats in the middle of the aisles? What? No. He's completely lost his fucking mind. Time saver. Skip this video. Nothing to do with AMC. Not talking about my video. I prefer dog-free theater too. I think the apes are sabotaging. They did that. They did that before. Well, actually, I would always joke that it was the Hedgies doing it, but I guess it makes more sense that it would be the apes. But because, well, no, the Hedgies were doing it because they didn't want me to speak the truth about AMC, so they would, because they want to keep the grift, up. They want to keep the apes hooked. Buying share, all the ape narrative is good for the institutions in Wall Street. They're making a shitload off of this. So, the Hedgies would interfere with my internet connection in a blatant attempt to silence me from talking about AMC critically, in a critical manner. But it didn't work. I mean, they finally, they got to me. They killed me, and then I came back. But, yeah, the first time that would happen a lot, and that's exactly right. Now, the apes also have an interest in taking me out. So I got threats coming from all sides here. There's really no group that wants me here. Nobody wants me to be on YouTube. I mean, my subscribers maybe, but that just leads into to the comments. So let's see what we got over here. Everything's taking forever. Do I have stuff open? What is up here? Apes pretending to be hedge funds. Hedge funds pretending to be apes, pretending to be hedge funds. How about that? Let's see what's going on in comment world, because I know I left a couple. I don't even know how to describe them. I'm just like, let's see here. I think, I have it on normal latency. This is really bad though. You might have bit off more than you can chew this time, old boy. You and your 64 subscribers. GTFOH. Can't wait until boss sees this one. Oh, I missed the Peter Vigna 4 frowny faces, because I made fun of abuser of intellect. Boss saw that one. So, and he said I didn't understand DD, which is ridiculous because I pointed out that he was wrong. So anyway, can't stand most of the YouTubers, you included, but you do understand how call options work, right? You're just as full of shit as the rest of them. Yes. I do understand how call options work, and yes, I am just as full of shit as the rest of them. No one fucking cares. You and your stupid bots in the comments are just wasting your time. Okay. Really, that's it? I thought I had more notifications than that. I love the the digs at having 64 subscribers. Like, okay, like, man, that really hurts. That really hurts me. How dare you say that? Wow. Maybe the comments I left. See this comment. Let me translate that for you. Yes, this is. Oh, that's from a different one. No. So this is obviously a shill account. That was 4 weeks ago, and then I said, he who does not believe in the Moas fantasy must be a shill. Apes continue to dazzle me with their commitment to remaining ignorant. Wow. And then somebody said, let me translate that for you. Yes, this is a shill account. I don't even know. Where's Martin? Where's Martin Pizza at? Anyway, here it is. You have no idea what due diligence means, apparently. Thanks for the views. Yeah. So, speaking of Boss Blunts, and, what you call it? Evergrande, and Marco Metzler. Okay, so I've been looking into Marco Metzler, Dr. Marco Metzler, and I think, now this is complete, this is just me talking here, but I have good reason to believe that Marco Metzler is a shill. So he is pushing this. The market's going to crash. It's going to be chaotic, insane crash, which, hey, may happen. Like, I'm definitely not saying that is not out of the question. But he also says that AMC and GameStop is the only way you can hedge, or the only safe play. He reinforces the ape narrative. And let's see, what was the other thing? I almost made a video about it the other night, but it was too late. It was too late in the evening. So he is part of he's involved with the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, and the quote-unquote Great Reset agenda. So I read something, I think might have been even on the last live stream, where he was talking about, coming up with we watched a video, we watched part of it, coming up with a new system and whatever else. I don't know, just taken all together, here's like, he's an elite, he's a member of the elite, essentially. I mean, he's not like an ape. He's not like a standard retail investor. Like, he's well connected. He is a finance professional. He, is in the industry, and he is putting out blatant propaganda. And I think that I think he's talking to Boss Blunts tonight. So maybe if my computer is gonna work here. We could pop over there and see, but that was 1 month ago. Oh no, it's tomorrow night. I thought it was Wednesday. Maybe it's AMC Bigums. Hi, I'm AMC Bigums, guys. I don't know how to use punctuation at all because I'm a crackhead. I commented on one of his videos too, and he quipped back at me, going over the bonds and refi. I could have sworn there was a Marco Metzler interview tonight, but anyway, I don't know. Maybe not. Anyway, so yeah, Marco Metzler. Yeah, he's kind of an interesting one. Okay, so this is part of a bigger trend that I've been seeing. I've noticed. I probably noticed it for a while, but I just kind of like Um, I just kind of put it together and kind of figured out like what the underlying kind of thing is with it. So you see a lot of this crap. So here's a tweet. Help me blow this up. If you've never shared, share this one. This is jail time. Fucking caught. I save everything. FINRA, I'm sure it's a quote, a glitch, but they need to answer. Tag them. How does AMC go from 1.6 billion shares in May to 379 million by November? This is their latest report. And it's kind of hard to see, but it is, again, this is, what is it, OTC or, yeah, OTC non-ATS. This is off-exchange data from FINRA. Like, I don't know why they had to cut off the top of the screenshot because they don't want you to know what it is, but, anyway, that's what it is. OTC, non-ATS, and then, I don't know. Okay, so November on the left and May on the right. And so they're highlighting the fact that in the month of May, there were 1.69 billion shares executed, traded in this execution venue. These are the market makers, the wholesale market makers, Virtu, Citadel, etc. So the quote-unquote dark pool that they use, or the off-exchange, is the OTC non-ATS, or I think it might be the same as the TRF. But anyway, that's what it is. It's the payment for order flow retail execution that gets routed off exchange. So of course, in May, right, there's going to be a shitload of trading volume done off exchange because that's retail was heavily engaged then, and they had we had stimulus and unemployment still flowing. So of course that's going to be higher then, and 379 million in November. I mean, honestly, that seems I guess it seems low to me, honestly, but I guess the trading volume was pretty low though in November, so all of the days in November added up in terms of off exchange execution. I mean, you can see this stuff, like, you don't need to see these reports. I mean, you can see it on something like Chart Exchange. You can see the volume by exchange, and it's daily, but you can see that off exchange is 51. Let me refresh it. Percent off exchange, 52.28% today, and it's right around 50%. And then you can see it here. I like this one to see that. Is it that one? This one? No. But like November, actually, November to May. Okay, good. So November is on the right in this area, and May is on the left in this area. I mean, it looks pretty much about the same in terms of proportionality. So white is off exchange. I mean, retail mostly trades off exchange because that's the brokers we use, by and large. Let's see, manual. I'm sorry, I'm behind on because I forgot to put in low latency, but FINRA and SECA probably have spam filters for AMC and GME. They also published their meme stock report. Didn't find anything illegal. That's right. So let me get back to the thing. So this is the latest thing that somebody posted, and it's just like you're just highlighting, you're just showing the trading volume from off exchange. Like, what is that? What is the point here, right? So they say, what do they say? They say, how does AMC go from 1.6 billion in May to 379 million in November? This is their latest report. So the underlying, this is what I figured out, or kind of like, at least this is my hypothesis. the thing is, the apes are equating. They're falsely equating trading volume, which is just the number of shares that are exchanged hands in one day. So they are falsely equating or equivocating or relating. They're falsely equating that with the float. So the notion that there's only 513 million shares in existence, and so when they see numbers that are higher than that, this is the most basically that I can boil it down, but it speaks to these misunderstandings, these fundamental misunderstandings that they have because they are not experienced at all in the market. And they would rather, in the time when they were supposed to be learning the basics, the fundamentals, they were listening to Trey tell them that they are fighting against the hedge funds. And you know how I feel about that. So being told that and thinking that that is your job in the market. So at the time when they were supposed to be learning and making mistakes and learning from them and learning fundamentals and listening to experienced people and yada yada yada, their heads were being filled with this conspiratorial nonsense. So one of these basic misunderstandings, misconceptions, misequivocations, whatever you want to call it, is the notion that the trading volume is really, should not be higher than the float, or that those two there should be some relationship. The same thing for when they talked about the float being traded like 50 times in 2021 or whatever, right? They said that's proof of naked shorts because there's only the float traded 50 times. Well, that does not, you can't get from A to B there. That doesn't make sense. Like, there's a limited number of shares, yes, but trading volume, one share, and this is what I don't think they understand and never thought about, but one share can be traded multiple times. Now, it can also be traded multiple times while it's still sitting in someone's account. So let's say you hold a share of AMC or whatever. You have that share in your account. If you're in a margin account, then that share is likely available for lending. So somebody is going to borrow that share and sell it short in the market. Well, guess what? That is another one on the volume. That's another one on the volume. So that's a sell/buy. Short seller selling it, somebody else is buying it as a long share. And guess what? From after that, that shit can be lent out again. And it can be lent out again. And I don't know how many times these things are typically lent out because the market doesn't know that it's being sold short. When person B buys that share after it's been sold short, they don't know. The market doesn't know. There's no indication that that was sold short to the market, to investor B, that they're just buying a share, and so on down the line. So that's all one share. So there's the person A bought it. I bought it and put it in my account. That's one. And then it's sold short. Somebody else buys it. That's another share. And then what about when that person sells it, or the short seller buys the share back? That's 3 on the volume. So the float, the volume and the float are not related in any type of one-to-one relationship. So we don't know how many shares are being unique, how many unique shares are being traded in a day, because we don't know that. But it's very, very rudimentary, very fundamental thing. Like, I think about how much money in the world changes hands every day. You look at the total of all of the transactions that are happened in U.S. dollars today, Or think about if you are a bank or You're somebody that you're a holder of a lot of money, and you lend that money out. So now your money is still your money. It's being traded around out in the world while you're holding it. You're gaining interest on it. So, but there's, you still only have as much as you have. So, anyway, yeah, I think this is and again, it's another one of those fundamental things. So, the comments, stupid people shouldn't tweet. Trading volume isn't the same as the float. We've had daily volume in excess of the entire float back in June. And so this is the top comment, and I'm actually surprised, and good. It's good. It's good, but it's not. So here's the obligatory rebuttal. Can, sure, do, practically never in normal circumstances. Microsoft and Tesla, which to my knowledge are the highest traded stocks outside GME and AMC now, trade only about 50% of the float yearly. Trading 300% in a month is a clear indication of misconduct. No, it's not. No, it's not. So, y'all apes were the ones trading this thing. And now you're saying that it's a clear indication of misconduct? I actually agree with that. It is an indication of misconduct. By the fucking apes. By the apes. Trying to fucking force a goddamn squeeze. Don't even understand what trading volume means. Okay, yeah, y'all gonna be rich. Let's see here. So, for fuck's sake, it's just volume numbers. We've seen all sorts of volume for the past year. This is nothing new or abnormal. Volume, not shares. Yeah. So some people get it here, but if these people know that volume traded in a month, please don't make this as a thing. It's not a scandal. If they need that, if they know that, then they should know that that is a very good rebuttal and fact to use in fact checking a lot of the other aspects of this narrative. So he got banned of Twitter for tweeting this. Volume count. Let's see. Already gone over this shit. So here's one. It shows the crazy amount of volume the stock is trading at just to keep the price down. Most likely with synthetic shares. The problem is people keep thinking these huge numbers are the float count. We dealt with this early on last year, so to see experienced apes rolling with the idea is a true this is a true share count is sad. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention. Tara, whatever. Tara Bull is the one who originally pushed this most recent version of it. So what does that tell you? I'll let that simmer. So this one, 1 million shares just bought over 3 minutes to push up, and like 200K shares only needed to erase the entire move. Market makers are naked shorting. Wake up. SEC is such a joke. Fake agency. So it's hard to even follow this one, but so the comments, you do know that volume candles include both buying and selling, right? Yes, my point is using total volume, though, of up moves always negated right after by these crooks. See, everything is an indication of crime. It's blatant. It's so blatant. They're doing it right out in the open. They don't care. They're doing it now right out in the open. You can see it in the volume candles, guys. So, looks like there's more fundamental misunderstanding here in here. So, yeah, greens are buys and reds are sells. No, green means more buying than selling during that particular candle formation. Yeah, so see, they didn't know that. Damn, son, my whole life is a lie. Why don't they show the split within each candle? Surely our graphical abilities will allow such and they just talk about candles and blah blah blah. No, that would imply that only buying or selling occurs in a given minute or candle. The candle is green if there was more buying and selling. Correct. Thus increasing the price, or vice versa. So look. Okay, another comment. Look at the 5-minute volume from noon to now. How do we have less sold versus 1 p.m. 1:30 p.m. green candle, but we are up 1% in that time frame and dropping to low sell volume. Crime like this, watching computer crime on a global scale, and everyone knows it, but everyone is afraid of calling a spade here. SEC needs to force liquidate them, cover shorts, and we get rich, and the economy might collapse and bubble burst. Is that why S&P would be sold so hard and all large cap would eat wind? Crime to keep this fragile economy aloft. Okay. It was closer to 1.5 million, and that was buying and selling pressure combined. I was watching it. It almost got away from them before they stopped and started shorting it back down. Shorting it back down. Like, even that really is a misunderstanding. Like, shorting it back down. Like, I mean, there is research out there. I was reading it the other day. That shows that short selling does not really negatively affect the price of a stock. I mean, it can some, but it's not really what the apes think. I don't think. Like, they have these connotations of, somehow these sell orders, these shares that are being sold, somehow, especially more so than if a random person were to sell their shares, that these short sells somehow enact more negative downward pressure on the stock rather than just a regular old sell of a share. And, on the other side of that short sale, of course, there's a buyer. So, it's a tug of war game, and the spread is very important as well, and all that kind of stuff. So, shorting it back down, I hate to see this kind of stuff. Agree. I know it's not all buying total. We're just using a total of 3 minutes. Okay. So I could probably highlight all the times let's do it in blue. They, them, them, they. I mean, I don't know who this is a different they. I'm talking about the charting. Like, there is no, obviously that's not a they. Anyway, yeah, they. Lots of theys. So that's good. Vortex guy here with your 2-2 closing bell Vortex update. Short interest holding well above 20%, and lone shares continues to climb. Current mood. It has to be terrifying to hedgy that their who game plan has fell short of working. I couldn't imagine being short on this, struggling every day to survive. Oh, so many things wrong with that. Just the title of this damn thing. So, short interest holding well above 20%. Okay. Let's look at it. Let's take a look at it. Well above 20%. 20.63%. That's well above 20%. Yeah. Sure is. Loan shares continues to climb. Loan shares. What do you got here? Loan. Well, their thing covers it up, but it looks like it's going up. Utilization 81%. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at these failure to delivers. High and then down. And that's another thing. Fail FTDs are cumulative, so this would represent the total number. You notice how these tend to go like they come to a point that's like ramp up and then they ramp down and ramp up and ramp down and ramp up and ramp down, ramp up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's because these numbers are telling you the total number that exists on that day with a nice delay. So we don't obviously have it up to date. I think it's 2 weeks, but because they accumulate and then they get the obligations get fulfilled, and they accumulate more and then they get fulfilled. So it's not it's these aren't, you can't add all these together. It's not the unique number that came on that day. That's just the total minus any obligations that were fulfilled plus any obligations that were added. So yeah, so this is almost 30% short interest, 20%, right? 22% of the free float on loan, 115 million shares on loan. Now I think in my previous video, I think I did what is the total loanable float? So let me pull that up here. That's this nonsense here. So utilization was 80%, and that was 116 million shares on loan. I know because I looked at it. So that said 145 million shares total loanable shares. Now we're seeing 115 million shares on loan with a utilization of 81%. So obviously these numbers fluctuate, but it's right around the same. So let's see, we could do that math, I guess, and see how that would change the total number. But so this says 145.375 million total loanable. So with the new numbers, let's see here, 115.5 million and 81.82. Does that give us? Two. $141.16 million. So, yeah. But all the shares, so short interest, exchange reported short interest, but that's old. Estimated short interest percentage free float is 20%. Estimated current short interest 105.86. Let's just go with a float of 513, and it was 20.65. That would be 105.93. million, so that's close enough. But curiously, this one up here says current estimated 20.65. Current estimated based off of securities lending is 20.63, and they're showing a 7-day net change of 0.5% down. So, Ortex guy, short interest holding well above 20%. Well, I guess, but it's holding above 20%, but 0.5% is not well above. Okay, it's just not. That sounds like you're trying to hype some bullshit right there. And loan shares continues to climb. Actually, no, because yesterday, or whenever I did that video, there were 116.3 million shares on loan. This image says 115.5 shares on loan, and it's showing a 7-day change up a little bit, less than a million, but from Sunday or whenever the hell I did that video, these would have been Friday's numbers, I guess. Those would have been Friday's numbers. That number is lower than this number, so yeah. And then it has to be terrifying to Hedgie that their whole game plan has fallen short of working. Yeah, well, okay, about that. A chart here. It's fallen short of working. Well, I mean, they posted that on today. Are these Aikanashi? What is the deal with these candles? I guess I'm just on 15-minute candles. Okay. Not Aikanashi. Okay. So this is today. So when you're, this is basic again. When you're short selling, you want the price to go down. So, okay. So if you sold short somewhere here yesterday, somewhere up near $18, $17, $18, and today closed, around 15 something, 15 and a half, there's a couple dollars per share profit. So we don't know on a daily basis, because this Ortex data is pretty much useless for that. That's another thing I've learned, whatever you want to say. This securities lending data, while it is an interesting idea, this is all subject to T+2. So the return shares, let's start with that. Return shares, they're not returned to the lender until T+2 settlement, from buying to close. So the short seller buys the shares, they go through DTCC, clearance and net settlement. Once that process is finished, then they get returned, then they get reported in this number. So that's that, return shares. So closing, covering, we don't get that data in a timely manner, so it gets lost in the wash. Borrowed shares, and this is something I learned and found out as well. So borrowed, at least this is for interactive brokers, which is what the Stonko Tracker website that they love to use and claim that it represents everything. this applies to them, but it may also apply to other brokerages. I think it's fairly standard practice, but I did not know this, and I've never heard anybody talk about this before. So, borrowed shares. So when you sell a when you sell short in the market as a retail investor, let's just say that on Interactive Brokers, and you put in an order to short sell 10 shares of a stock, and it says that the stock is easy to borrow, the shares are available, right? So you submit that order and you sell and you open the position that way. Those shares are not borrowed until T+2. They are not borrowed until settlement. That's when they get borrowed. They don't get borrowed first and then sold. They actually get sold, and when it clears, that's when the borrowing actually occurs. So that's also out of date. Now, when we see borrowed shares happening here, then when we see this 1.64, that's when they're reported. We see them reported, and everybody talks about it as if it's happening in live real time. But that's actually happened 2 days ago as well. So this is all fucked up. It is not live updates, yes, but they're not telling you anywhere. I mean, they let it off in a tweet that return shares are not covered today, or when they're reported, they're not like, they're not that they're not like instantaneous, which implies that they have to be settled and cleared first. But we know that they do have to be settled and cleared first because that's when the reporting happens. So, yeah, some more interesting details about Ortex, because everybody talks about this as if it actually is telling you, oh, they just borrowed shares and they're holding on to them. That's not how it works. That's not how it works at all. The borrowing happens in the clearing and settlement process. It happens in that part of the transaction, not at the outset of the transaction. So, fact check me on it if you want to. But I was reading a lot about securities lending the last couple days, trying to understand that process better, and just trying to gain knowledge about all this stuff. So Vortex likes to call it live, and in a manner of speaking, it is, because they're reporting it in live as far as when the data is reported to them. So, but that's a little bit disingenuous because it wasn't returned then. It wasn't borrowed then. Well, it would have been returned technically or borrowed technically then. But the return, the point of return and the point of borrowing are not, they don't line up with when the transaction was initiated. If that makes sense. There's that 2-day delay of settlement, T+2. So then again, that's for Interactive Brokers, retail, platform. But I believe that's how it works, pretty much across the board. Like you don't hold the shares, if you sell them short. You're gonna submit an order, and then the brokerage and clearance and net settlement and the internals of the market take care of that part of it. So, and that's also when an FTD might be generated if there's, well, I guess the transaction could just not happen, could just be canceled. But anyway, secondly, with that Stonko tracker thing, that's Interactive Brokers availability. So they have something called pre-borrowing, where you can procure the shares, beforehand. I didn't get quite through reading all that stuff, but Interactive Brokers at least has a pre-borrowing thing. You have to pay extra or something. You have to pay, but it's not the standard way that it happens. And then I believe you're guaranteed. Essentially, you're guaranteed. Like if they have those whatever 4 million shares that they show on Stonko Tracker, then you're guaranteed to get secure borrowing for that. But anyway, I think Ortex is really fishy, for lack of a better word. I think that it's clear that the major influencers are either being paid by Ortex or they're getting the subscription for free. And it's like anything else. It's promoted content on YouTube, promoted content on the internet. It's a thinly veiled advertisement because these guys don't know what they're talking about. They're just reading what's on the screen and taking it at face value. They're not really digging behind under the hood, behind the scenes in this. Not asking questions about it. They just literally take it at face value. Oh, they borrowed this many shares today. They returned this many shares today. Well, they never mention return shares, so let me go back on that. But all this stuff, they just talk about it as if it is what it is here. And what is this? Try the new Ortex. I wonder what the new Ortex is. Now, why isn't the Ortex guy using the new Ortex? Does he even know there's a new Ortex? Anyway, so yeah, I couldn't imagine being short on this, struggling every day to survive. Is that so? I couldn't imagine being long on this, every day struggling to survive. But I mean, I guess that's not how they look at it. They don't see this, downward slip. But anyway, so yeah, that's that. Let's see what's going on over here. I think there's a good, well, I think the influencers are Ortex, in that Ortex is influencing via the influencers. And I don't think that is a coincidence. Because Ortex is a Wall Street creation. It's run by, people on Wall Street. Insiders. And they really, there's only one or two other providers of data that's like that. And I'm not sure that I don't know how S3, figures their stuff, but, yeah, I mean, Ortex is way, 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 way too heavily relied upon in this. Definitely. So, anyway, that's that. That's what I got there. And let's talk about Lou, of course. I had a dream. The stock went to 350. Market closes and the S&P drops 1% in 10 minutes. Nothing unusual. Like, okay, yeah, stocks go up and down, guys. Sometimes they go up a lot. Sometimes they go down a lot. Like, oh, this is so odd. It's so odd that things would change. Like, give me a break. Give me a break. Everything is a catalyst for the squeeze, right? So let me see what happened here ultimately. So yeah, we have closed at 452.73, and it closed the market regular hours around 458, 457.29, 457.35, and then flushed down. So essentially, I mean, if you look at it this way, Let me put a line here. How to do that on here. Well, whatever, trend line. That's not what I wanted. It'll work though. No, it won't. So, let's just, let's just call that there. Let's call it, shoot. Call that there, whatever. Okay. All I'm trying to show here is that that move in the after hours basically erased everything that happened post close yesterday. So it shot up a little bit, and then shot up some more, and then it zigzagged around and ultimately, kind of went up today, and then it just basically just dumped all that out, and we are back to where we were at the end of business yesterday. So that's awesome. That's I don't know. I mean, when I see that, I'm like, yeah, okay, it's like all just nonsensical. Like, clearly this wasn't gonna hold up there for now. And then to see it all go out like that, pretty much, I'm not gonna make any predictions, but yeah, like just if we could just get this show on the road here, let's get the show on the road. Quit fucking around. Quit stroking the the hopes and dreams of the apes, and that goes for AMC too, of course. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, now interestingly, AMC's flush down happened before the market closed. So, like in the last couple hours where it's, swirled down, and it ended up where we were last Friday. So, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, Friday, right here in this region, around $15, remember? So now, it basically just, all this shit that happened here was bullshit, essentially. Probably short covering. A lot of short covering and re-short selling, maybe. But, yeah, I mean, just bullshit price action. Especially this shit. That shit right there. I mean, how many people got excited by that? Oh, this is it. Oh, we're gonna moon. Where's the one? Actually, okay, I can't go that way. Anyway, yeah. My chart analysis is annoying, I know. At least it's not Wrench Capital. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Wrench Capital. Just go get yourself some coffee and enjoy the money, guys. Yeah, right? The money is real. Let's see. So, here's that Stonko tracker shit. Ruh-roh. Recent data. So, the posts like this are just like, okay, what are you saying here? Like, you don't just post something, circle it, highlight it, and not make a point with it. Like, this is not valid. This doesn't mean anything. Let them have their fun, as it's costing them millions and possibly billions overall, as they just push off the inevitable outcome, and that's paying us for our shares. Uh, it costs them nothing. Citadel's a market maker. It's still costing them to make those shares and short them. It's not for free, so yes, it's costing them. Citadel can create them out of nothingness and loan them to themselves for free. So, I mean, they're colluding Citadel market maker with Citadel hedge fund. There are more market makers than just Citadel, and there are more hedge funds than just Citadel. So, you know, like the notion that, I mean, it's just cult level simplification of, more complex issues and details and dynamics. Let me simplify it down. Let me give you one bad guy so you can focus all your hate on that one bad guy, right? Okay? Then see, it's distraction and misdirection at its finest. Because while all these fucking idiots on Reddit here, and they're fucking idiots, all of them. They're all fucking morons. All these idiots are going blabbing on about, oh, there's a theory that there'll be, da 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 da. This theory, what does it cost? Blah blah blah. It's costing them 10,000. Blah blah blah. Whatever. All this bullshit from these idiots. While these people are talking about this speculative nonsense, the hedge funds that are shorting AMC, of which there are many, are making a shitload of profit, and they have been. And if the apes don't think so, just look at the chart and understand what short selling is. Understand that you want the price to go down. Understand that, let's see, that's too much, too much. I'll just go back to the 20 days. In 20 days, this thing's gone down, over $10. Over $10. So you're making $10 per share. And unlike the apes, these motherfuckers take their profits. That's the big difference. I say there's no short and hold. There's no short and hold. Apes are buy and hold. Buy and hold on to the shares because it's going to go up eventually. It's going to shoot up to the moon eventually. And when that happens, when the price hits $1 trillion per share, whatever your target is, whatever your brackets are, then you sell them. But it's not like that for short selling, because you are paying to borrow them. You're paying to borrow the shares that you sold. So you're not necessarily paying a borrowing fee when you buy long shares. But when you sell short shares, there's more of a time crunch, especially if the cost to borrow is high. But unlike, uninformed retail investors, these motherfuckers take the profit when it's there, and they just open up a new position. So if they want to. So they're not going to hold on to it. Once it gets to a certain level of risk, once it gets to a certain level of, loss, just like retail investors should do, they cut their losses, and try again. But that's not really understood very well by these apes. They just think that, oh, the hedge funds are hurting. They're stupid. They fucked up. No, you guys fucked up. You guys fucked up. Because when you were supposed to be learning how to trade, how to invest, learning from more experienced people, reading actual sources, not Reddit, not Twitter, you were listening to equally as inexperienced quote-unquote influencers, gamblers, on YouTube. Guys in their early 20s with no experience whatsoever saying, oh, these hedge funds, they're stealing from you. Oh, they stole the buy button. They took away the buy button. They stole right out of your pocket. Trey. Fucking disingenuous motherfucker. And how many people learned everything they know from Trey, Mr. $1 million in options, that he said to Benzinga in a Benzinga interview. And meanwhile, he's spewing this nonsense, this rhetorical nonsense about, oh, it's retail versus hedge funds. We're a new type of investor. Yeah, like a new, extra stupid kind of investor. I mean, seriously. So, and then now you have this. Man, I can't wait to see these hedge funds sink to the bottom and lose. Why? That hedge funds, institutions, other traders have nothing to do with your ability to make money in the market. And if you believe that that's the case, then you don't know what the fuck you're doing, and you don't belong in the fucking market. Period. Or, you could learn from it or whatever, but that's kind of a general thing in the world. That this falls under the life lesson, column. That if you're going around blaming somebody else for what the fuck is happening to you, what you perceive to be happening to you, you're not taking responsibility for your life. You're scapegoating. You didn't take the time to learn and make informed decisions. Doesn't mean you can't. In fact, it should be a wake-up call at that point to begin doing that, or think about doing that, or even just realize that you can. But, I hope they get backed into a corner by the people and do something about it, or risk being ripped apart by the masses. Eventually, if it's what needs to happen, I hope it happens. Sounds like a threat. Jesus, I hope honestly people go to jail. I'm getting fucking sick and tired of this shit. I never felt so offended on a daily basis. Well, you're putting yourself in a position to be offended because you don't know any better. You don't know any better. I mean, I'm just kind of speechless. Like, I don't even know. All we can do is buy and hold. There got to be more. All we can do is buy and hold. No, it's not all you can do. If the only tool that you know how to use is a hammer, and every problem is going to be a fucking nail, and it's not. It's not. So, all you can do is buy and hold? No, that's not all you can do. That is not all you can do. Or, if you like, let me complete their phrase. All we can do is buy and hold AMC. No, all you can do is not buy and hold AMC. That is not the only thing you can do, not by a long shot. Anyway, so again, this, LOL, you have to be kidding. What excavators do you use to dig these up? Looks like they're digging a big enough hole to bury them, all of them in at once. So, obvious crime. I mean, these are all shares that are part of the 145 million minus 116 from this old calculation, or I closed the Vortex Guy update, so I don't really care at this point. But 145, 375 minus 116, that's 29 million. So that's this available 10,000 is part of the roughly 30 million shares that make up the 19% utilization that's left. So it was 81%, right? 81% utilization. That leaves 19%, and that 19% is about 29 million. So no, it's not obvious crime. You obviously haven't done any basic critical thinking to put this together. And also, Interactive Brokers is showing you the data that they have for their customers. That includes their inventory of stock, which brokers have inventories, just like stores, wholesalers, whoever, anybody that's selling something is going to have a store of them in the back they're going to pull from, as well as other brokerages and other lenders. So it's IBKR is not very clear on that, the actual specific sources for their share lending availability data, but it's more nuanced. There's more detail, but this has to be super simple because these people have limited, self-limited their thinking capability and patience. They don't want to think about it. They don't want to learn the finer points. If you start talking about this stuff, you're a shill. Why would you say that? Obviously, it's crime. They can understand that. They can't understand nuanced topics, by and large. Oh, I don't want to generalize about the apes. I'm going to get commented, oh, why do you talk about the apes like that? Well, show me something else. Show me another way I should talk about it. Seriously. Anyway. Okay, I don't even know. Twitter is on a rampant information block on anything AMC. Oh, of course, yeah, of course they are. They don't want people to talk about AMC. Oh, they're censoring you. Even though they don't, even though the First Amendment doesn't apply because it's a private website. Lynn, are you here? You letting me ramble? I see you in there. You're just letting me ramble in the voice chat? I haven't heard you.
Here.
Ah, there you are.
I was trying to figure out how I was going to sneak my pet raccoon into the movie theater.
Right. Yeah, right.
And I was also trolling CEO Adams' Twitter feed, and no, they're not blocking anything about AMC on Twitter. Everybody's posts are showing up just fine.
Right.
Although I think AMC may have done some damage control because there were a lot more positive replies to his most recent post than the previous several posts that he'd made.
You know what's interesting about that? Okay, let me see here. Where did I find this? So they did their refinancing thing. Did you see that? And I guess let's see here.
I knew it was under consideration. I didn't know that they pushed it through.
Yeah, and they got upgraded. They got upgraded by Moody's. Here, because I was reading it earlier. Yeah, here we go. So I'll make it so you can see that. But they got upgraded from. Let's see here. Oh, it's not the one I wanted because that was you have to pay for that, of course. Is a Yahoo one. Yeah, the Yahoo one. That's one. Moody's upgrades, and so it's a lot of jargon, but basically, they upgraded their debt ratings. They upgraded the speculative grade liquidity. The outlook was revised from positive. Sorry, the outlook was revised to positive from negative. So that's the thing that most people were talking about. Moody's views the debt refinancing favorably due to the expected interest expense savings and maturity extension. They talk about all the different like loans or whatever, but then it says the rating upgrades reflects Moody's expectation for continuing improvement in AMC's operating performance and liquidity amid growing attendance levels at the global box office, combined with our expectation for a strong movie slate in 2020. This will be supported by the planned release of numerous blockbuster and franchise titles, as well as Moody's belief that most of the big studios will adhere to the new 45-day theatrical window for major film releases before distribution to video-on-demand streaming platforms. Moody's expects the domestic cinema industry will achieve 7.75 to 9 billion in ticket sales this year. However, given AMC's sizable gross debt, 5.5 billion, relative to its disproportionately low expected cash flow generation, risk of a balance sheet restructuring still exists, which heightens governance risk. And then blah, blah, blah. It goes on and on. But that came out today. I think today. Today. That came out this morning. So that may be responsible for some of the positive sentiment, possibly. But I don't know.
I don't know if it's that or if just a lot of people showed up who actually understand what a CEO's job is.
Right.
Maybe a little of both.
So this is AMC Bigham's, who I've talked about before. And he has something here. The title is AA is an ape. He wants the squeeze too. There just isn't as much he can do to accept work to make AMC a stronger company. And it talks about, apparently it's a link to a video talking about refinancing, and it says AMC refinancing debt. This is massive, and this shows AA is helping us. I don't think it really has anything to do with you, the apes. Like, they have to.
And why would he want the squeeze to happen? Because then the price is gonna come down after the squeeze. The squeeze has to end, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, didn't he already sell most of his shares? Or, I don't know. He probably still has more, but I mean,
no, he does. He sold what he was required to by law under his retirement fund or pension. He was legally obligated to sell off a certain amount. So
okay.
He just did what his financial advisors were directing him to do. It had nothing to do with, anticipation of anything but just tax compliance, I think.
Right.
I mean, the man's got to run his own life too. It's I don't know what they want from him.
They want him to give them millions of dollars. That's what they want.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially
they should have been adopted by him or something then in that case.
Right. Exactly. Go
ask him if you're too old to be adopted. He might still have room to fit in a couple more kids. I don't know.
He probably has grandkids, wouldn't you imagine? Isn't he like close to 70? I wouldn't be
surprised. I think he's in his mid-60s.
Oh.
So his kids are probably like 25 to 30, somewhere in there. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, my dad is, my father is 60, and I'm 39, so, I mean, yeah, it's entirely possible. And I don't have kids, though, so, which most of my peers do, seems like. A lot of them.
Yeah, I don't have any of those. Well, I just have a pet raccoon. That's my
I have a pet
that's my child.
cat, but there's no way I would even consider taking him to the movie theater. That would be a disaster. Like it would be a disaster
Oh
for most
no,
people to
no,
take their pets to the theater. Would you ever take your dog to the theater? You have a dog. You love your dog.
never. I do. I love my dog, and he's not really a trash panda. He is a dog, although sometimes he acts like a trash panda. Um, no, I take him everywhere with me. I mean, everywhere that I can reasonably take him without inconveniencing everyone around me. But I would never take him to a movie theater because, for one thing, most dogs don't like the super loud,
Yeah,
sound
that's
of
true.
a
No,
of
that's
a
a great
TV,
point. Yeah.
and gives them anxiety, especially if there's things exploding and car wrecks and gunshots and loud bangs and whatnot. That's going to scare them, and also it's just going to overwhelm them. I mean, I maybe if you have I don't know, a deaf dog that's like very old and just sleeps all the time, you could take it and it wouldn't care. But most dogs are going to be really anxious and not happy to be there. And not only that, but the smell of all the popcorn butter is going to drive them insane anyway. So yeah, I wouldn't do it, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's a disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah, yeah, sure is. I mean,
I'm all for dog friendly places and pet friendly places, but let's kind of be reasonable. Plus,
mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure if you're serving food, unless it's like an outdoor dining, that that's a big no-no. And a lot of the AMC's now have that dine in where you can actually, and I don't know how this works. You can order dinner. Maybe they have tables set instead of seats down near the
Hmm.
front of the screen or something that
Maybe
you can actually,
okay,
yeah, order dinner. And I saw
hospital
like, does a
trays or
waiter
something.
have to something? I don't know how I don't know how that works. Um, there's an AMC the next town over for me that actually provides that, and I'm gonna have to go there someday just to check it out because I can't figure out how they make that work without, how does the waiter bring you your food? They have to duck down so that they're not blocking anyone's view, or I don't know how they figured out how to
Yeah,
make
that's a
that
good
work.
point. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. Um, now yeah. So is that's like where they have those really nice seats, like the leather whatever, premium seats maybe they call them. I don't know. Dinner.
Yeah, or maybe they just have one theater that's dedicated to that, and so that has all the tables and chairs in it. I mean, it's a good idea. I don't know how
AMC
they
dine-in
managed to
theaters. Yeah, I'm looking at it here.
execute it. Yep, that's the one.
Delivery to seat. Place the order at the concession counter and head to your reserved seat. We'll deliver everything right to you. I don't know how they do that. Um, Participating theaters. Let's see. So nope, man, they don't. They have two participating ones in Ohio, but not one in the city that I live in. So they have one in the other two major cities, and then in California, of course, they have them everywhere: Fullerton, South Bay, Galleria, Thousand Oaks, Sunnyvale. Uh, yeah. Hmm. Yeah. I mean,
And so does that
maybe
mean they have a kitchen, or do they have it catered, or I don't know. That's doesn't
let's
seem like it
explore
would
the
be very
menu.
profitable, but it's
Especially now,
that's
like
where
with
they
the,
make
with
their
every
money
with
is
food,
on food.
everything being so expensive, and like raw material, like ingredients and labor, everything being expensive. I mean, maybe due to supply chain issues, some of your favorite items may be temporarily unavailable, or they just might be really expensive. Um, Featuring handcrafted appetizers, entrees, and desserts. I mean, I can't imagine like how would they. I mean, like they can do a lot with frozen food these days. Like this could all be frozen and reheated, you know, or dropped in a fryer, deep fryer, you know, there could be like like very little actual cooking involved at the where they prepare it, like at the theater or whatever. I don't know. I don't know because you can't tell from these pictures. You can't tell. Like everything looks nice on the pictures.
Those are stock
Yeah,
photos, I'm sure.
exactly. Right. I mean, who knows if it even is the, actual whatever. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm not sure because it doesn't really say anything else about it. It just says explore menu. But I mean, I could look here. I could just try to search for does AMC cook their food on site or something. But I don't know. It's kind of a weird search.
That is kind of a strange one. I'm going to
Yeah,
have to go
I
do
have the weird
reconnaissance, I think,
searches.
someday.
Right. Okay. All right. Here's an interesting angle for it though. What about jobs there? Like I see this careers at AMC theaters, dine in, cook. So now I'm looking at the like a page for a job there. As a cook, you assist the food and beverage team in making sure that every single guest enjoy the experience. Blah blah blah. Cooks. So they have cooks, but I mean, they the people who put the people who put the frozen pizzas in the oven at the bowling alley concession stand are probably called cooks too. So um, but who knows? It doesn't really say. It doesn't really say. It just says you have to be able to
I
cook.
might have to go tweet CEO Adam on that one and see if he
Hmm.
can provide insight.
Yeah, because everybody wants food that's like, is your food? Does it like? Let's do the classic Gordon Ramsay. Is it fresh or frozen? Is it frozen? Because I'm sure some of it's frozen. It has to be like their chicken tenders and all that shit. French fries, like they don't make that stuff in house. They get that shit frozen because every restaurant. I mean, most restaurants do. So whether it comes from Cisco or like U.S. Foods or one of those major suppliers, maybe they're purveyors, like that's probably what they do. A lot of it probably is, I would say, frozen, but I don't know. It's just my speculation. But what else is going on?
I can't imagine sitting there with my popcorn and my movie theater butter, and then the guy a couple seats over is munching down on, like, I don't know, something that smells much better than my popcorn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Um,
Oh, they just need to bring back smoking and then it'll be
yeah,
nice.
right. Yeah, and if you're in a recreational state, then fuck, bring back, bring back smoking a joint in the theater. Just like the old
I
days.
remember the days when smoking in movie theaters was a thing.
I don't know if I remember that or not, because
Yeah, if you had
it would have been
some
the
heavy duty
80s.
smokers in there, the whole theater room would fill up with
Oh
tobacco
yeah,
smoke and you could hardly see the screen.
I bet it makes sense. Yeah, makes sense.
Those were the days, boy.
Yeah, you could also smoke on airplanes. I'm guessing that overlaps with that time, right? Probably 70s, 80s.
Oh yeah. No, I remember that too.
I mean, a lot of the older planes still have those ashtrays in the armrests, but or they took them out and put in like the thing where you can control like what music you want to listen to or something. But like I remember, not that long ago, flying on a plane, it had ashtrays still. Like,
Yeah, and they gave you a little headset and you had a little dial where you could change the music
yeah,
channels.
exactly. I
You could
think
get
they
classical
retrofitted
or
those.
sports.
Yeah, exactly. I forget which airline it is that does that. Might be United, maybe, but uh, yeah. Anyway, yeah, um, yeah, and I don't know. Like, I bet. I mean, man. That let's see. It was let's see. It was I think 2006 maybe or so that Ohio banned indoor smoking, um, like in bars and restaurants. Like 99% of them, unless it's like a private club or something, like maybe like a VFW or something like that, they can still smoke, of course. But that was it. That like because it always used to be. You go into a restaurant, smoking or non-smoking. They would always ask you that, and then the smoking section is like right next to the non-smoking. Like there's no separation. It's just so the whole place smells like it. I mean, they probably got rid of that shit a long time ago in California, I would imagine, right? Like indoor dining and stuff like that. Do you remember?
It's been quite a while, yeah. In fact, now there's many cities in California where you can't even smoke like on a public sidewalk. You can get a ticket.
Wow.
You can't smoke on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much shut down.
Well, you also
Which
have
is not a bad thing.
You also have fire concerns too, right? Like carelessly discarded, burning.
Well, I think pretty much everything that could burn has burned, so we're probably okay for a little while, at least in my area.
Yeah. Hey, Model 3 dude, why don't you come in this voice chat with us in Telegram? Like, you should come in there and try that out. Let's see, what do you got here? Let's see, I'm looking for... Oh, for later. Okay, gotcha. So, I have a video that was sent to me. I'm going to see if I can get it in here. But I have to grab it from another chat thing. But I was scanning through the AMC videos here. I mean, nothing ever changes with this shit. It's just all the same fucking shit over and over and over. Now they're talking about hedge funds being over leveraged again. It's like, seriously, like just, what would you call it? AMC grifter bingo. Or AMC grifter, wild card or something. Play poker with.
I really thought that NFTs would have kind of eclipsed AMC as a subject of interest, but I guess not yet.
NFTs would have eclipsed AMC. So my girlfriend,
as a topic of interest.
Yeah, my girlfriend sent this one earlier.
It's total chaos during one wild food fight. These diners do all sorts of things at each other, not just fists. Look at those
oh my God
chairs. It happened at a Golden Corral Buffet and Grill in Bucks County.
Where they didn't say the state. They said Fox County or something. I'm going to guess it's Texas. That's my guess. I don't know. I'm going to play it again. I mean, this is ridiculous.
It's total chaos during one wild food fight. These diners threw all sorts of things at each other, not just fists. Look at those kiddie high chairs. It happened at a Golden Corral Buffet and Grill in Bucks County, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania?
This guy tosses a chair. This knucklehead lifts a heavy table until a female employee wrestles it out of his hands. Police tell us 40 individuals were involved. So what caused the melee? It reportedly began after a man got angry when someone behind him in line got his steak first when he asked for it rare. That's when food and furniture started flying. We've seen pandemonium at all-you-can-eat buffets before. Things turned violent in New York City when there weren't enough crab legs to go around. But nothing like the fight at the Golden Corral.
I don't even...
Which in this case looked more like the OK Corral.
That's ridiculous.
The company said in a statement local authorities are investigating the incident. Thankfully, no serious injuries have been reported.
So that's what that's what you are going for at your AMC.
Yeah, I might have to rethink that whole idea.
Well, hopefully they're not. Yeah, hopefully they never institute a buffet. Ugh, God. I mean, yeah, that would just. Yeah, it's the worst. That's like it's like the worst of humanity right there. Like people fighting at a fucking Golden Corral restaurant. God, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it wouldn't if you're going to Golden Corral to get a steak, that's then I guess yeah, why
Yeah,
not throw a baby chair?
right.
He's just mad because he couldn't afford Sizzler.
Yeah. So yeah, that was. I actually was supposed to watch that a while ago. She sent it a while ago. I just now got it. So anyway, um, so what's stopping you, Model 3 dude? Get over here. Get in here. So yeah, it is the bonds now. It's the bonds they're talking about. Yeah, the new AMC bonds. AMC stock issued nearly $1 billion in bonds. This is going to drastically reduce the interest being paid by AMC Entertainment. Oh boy. John Wick, where are you getting these fake shares? Oh my God, this guy's actually at Fidelity asking questions about fake shares. I want to see this. A little bit of it, at least, anyway.
Going on, AMC Nation? It's your boy John Wick Sniping, and
John Wick Sniping. Nice name. Okay. John Wick Sniping. Yep, waiting. My internet. These hedgies are getting to me tonight. They have got to me. The apes pretending to be hedgies, pretending to be apes. Or the hedgies pretending to be apes, pretending to be hedgies. Slowing down my internet.
Really interesting video for you. I've gone to a Fidelity branch to ask some of these tough questions that are on our minds. And as you may have expected, it didn't go very well. And at the end of it, I basically told the guy to fuck off.
Wow,
so
you're a tough guy.
I've got that for you today. You're going to want to watch it to the end because you're going to see how weird the conversation
You're going to see how childish and fucking stupid I am.
Him and
That's what you mean.
Tiptoeing each other as kind of like, I know what you want me to say, but I'm not going to say it. And I'm like, you're not saying it. And I'm asking you a question and you're kind of like giving me a different protocol answer. But before I get into that part of the video, I want to give a shout out to the Ape Father because yesterday he stumbled across a couple of my videos where I
guess that does sound very Ape Father, like go confront somebody in person, like, where are you stealing the shares from? I know you're stealing the shares. You can't kill Michael Myers. It's not possible. What you can do.
Gosh, I remember when banking was considered a safe occupation.
Oh yeah, not anymore. Not with these apes. Oh, interesting video coming in from Manuel here. Let's run this one real quick. Wow. Okay, this is interesting. So, all's not well in the paradise of AMC. Apparently. Ape apparently. Okay, this is a news clip.
A man shot inside a movie theater at Phipps Plaza in Buckhead, apparently during an argument over seats.
He survived, but police are still looking for the shooter tonight. And please take a close look at this right here. Police just releasing video of male they're looking.
Guess what type of theater it's in? It's in an AMC.
24 and a female who was with him inside the theater. They also shared images of the car the male may have been driving. Brittany Kleinpeter spoke to a witness who was inside the theater when the shooting happened.
Well, somebody just started shooting in the movie theater, cuz I'm sitting there watching Spider-Man.
Moviegoers attending a screening of Spider-Man Monday night say the action off-screen took them by surprise.
By the way, this is Atlanta, Georgia area. So, and remember, there have been those mass shootings in theaters, or, so that's that seems like well, I don't know. I mean, that shit could happen anywhere, I guess, but considering that there have been incidents in theaters in recent years, it doesn't seem like you should be able to get. It seems like it's a kind of a lapse in security. I don't know. I don't know what they have what they do. They're not going to search people or whatever. So I don't know. I guess it's just going to happen. But anyway.
About 30 minutes in, an argument broke out in the back, and then people started running.
I heard a lady scream. I wasn't sure if it was like on a movie or in another theater. And I'm like, well, what is going on? But nobody else reacted. But about 2 minutes later, it was about 6 or 7 people. They just started getting up. Like there was some kind of emergency or something.
Others inside posting video on social media showing the chaos after the shooting. Moviegoers saying within minutes there were officers.
That's those things that are on the NFT, right? Oh, no, that's police tape. It looks like the NFT there. Oh, that's just police tape. Yeah, just tape off the theater. Good job, IMC. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
Everywhere.
We saw cops inside and then cops outside everywhere.
Police say the shooter was apparently upset. Someone was sitting in their seat and ran off after the shooting. The 24-year-old victim was taken to the hospital and is said to be in stable condition. They say they are looking for a male and a woman they believe are connected to the shooting.
It's just a still shot right now of the 2 individuals that we believe are significantly involved in this incident. So you'll see a gentleman wearing a black coat with a white hoodie, accompanied with a female.
Witnesses say it's making them rethink their safety.
I mean, if something like that happens for a superhero movie, I mean, I definitely don't want to see anything else. I just feel like at this point, I'm going to just start watching it from my house on my own TV.
Ooh, so there's the relevancy. Oh, that's really good, Manuel. That's a good find. That is a fantastic find. So people in Atlanta now are saying, you know what? I think I'll just watch it on Netflix at home. I think I'll just watch it on Disney Plus or whatever. I don't need to go to the theater. Nah, it's not safe. Wow.
I remember when you showed up, you bought your ticket, you walked in, you found a seat. Sometimes you got to sit with the person you went with. Sometimes you didn't because there weren't 2 seats together. Sometimes you could ask someone to move and they would. Sometimes they wouldn't. But now it's all pre-purchase your seat online and it's pre-assigned and, it's like a boarding pass on an airline almost. So that's a byproduct of not just letting the seating evolve organically, which I can't ever remember a fight breaking out in a movie theater when people just had to kind of figure out where to sit instead of being told where to sit. And then now my assigned seat is taken by someone wrongfully. And next thing you know, you've got people in white hoodies, pulling out guns in movie theaters.
I don't know what they're doing down in
That's probably
Atlanta.
the dumbest. That's just like unbelievable. It's really unbelievable.
Yeah,
might as well stay on the stream.
We have a lot of senseless crime. Was that a dog I heard? Speaking of dogs.
Yes. That one's not mine.
Oh.
It is a dog. I apologize.
Oh no, you're fine. It's just funny because we were talking about that. Yeah, and my girlfriend points out on the on the Golden Corral video, the food fight. I can't believe people are dumb enough to have a massive fight break out over a rare steak getting done sooner. I mean, yeah, like that's really. Of course, it's fucking done sooner. What the fuck? Oh my god! Go fucking die somewhere because you're too stupid for life. Oh man. But yeah, I mean, I didn't realize, I didn't put that together in my head. I'm too stupid for life. But yeah, the AMC. I'm gonna go back and I want to hear that guy say that again. That was good. That was a good find. Oops.
Witnesses saying it's making them rethink their safety.
I mean, if something like that happens for a superhero movie, I mean, I definitely don't want to see anything else. I just feel like at this point, I'm going to just start watching it from my house on my own TV.
If it happens for a superhero movie, I don't want to be in there for John Wick or The Matrix. God, who knows what could happen? You could disappear. You could get shot.
Touche on that. It was a good point.
Yeah. Yeah, let's finish this here.
Because I feel like it's a big safety concern out here.
And if you recognize the man and woman from the video, call Crime Stoppers Atlanta. This is the second shooting to happen at an AMC movie theater in Atlanta this year.
Oh!
In January, a woman was shot after an argument broke out over people being too loud at the theater off Camp Creek Parkway. 2 people were arrested a month later.
Because their dog was barking. No. Wow, second shooting.
In the theater?
Yeah.
Was their dog in the theater?
No, their dog was not in the theater. They just said they were being too loud, but but the second shooting in an AMC theater in Atlanta this year already. Like we're only 1 month in.
Oh, Atlanta, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm. I wonder if there's other shootings happening in AMC. I wonder if it's a pervasive problem. Wait a minute. 3 days ago, 2 airsoft guns found. Teen arrested after suspected shooting. 3 days ago in Wichita, Kansas, police arrested a 15-year-old on multiple charges after an incident involving an airsoft gun at the North Rock AMC Theater. And then here's another one from December at the same one that the video is about in Atlanta. A different shooting from December. Oh, is that the same one? Let me just make sure. I didn't. Okay, no, that's the same one we were just looking at. Okay, so that was 2021. So it was last year. Okay, it wasn't just last month, but still, there were 2 shootings in AMC's last year. Then there was this one in Kansas with an airsoft gun, and he says he was shooting the airsoft gun in AMC. So. I don't know, 2, 3 incidents, and that's too many. There's something about security guard, Rite Aid security guard shot in parking lot after altercation with customer. Says he went to a parking lot in the back of an AMC theater. Yeah, these shooters must work for the hedge funds. That's a good point. It's part of short and distort. It brings a new meaning to short and distort. God. Here's one. This is in North Carolina. AMC shooting outside AMC theater back in June of last year. So that's that. Wow. AMC, who knew? I mean, are these people AMC shareholders? Probably. False report of a shooting at AMC in Illinois in October.
Metal detectors coming to an AMC theater near you soon.
Yeah. They need to get out those ropes, those movie theater, those ropes that are on the NFT, and control their crowd control posts. 2 people shot, 1 fatally in Corona movie theater. And I guess that's in Southern California, LA area, Corona. Oh, it was a Regal. False alarm. It was a Regal theater. One person hurt in shooting at Mesquite movie theater. That's in somewhere else. That was last year. But, okay, to be fair, there are probably a lot of just increased incidents of this happening at various theaters, although, probably not just AMC. So I'll be fair. And there's a lot of shootings everywhere because people are just crazy now, post-COVID, or, post-lockdown, whatever, post-2020, 2021. So, but yeah, that's an interesting one. I wonder if there's any apes in the comments here. Apes in the comments that they would ignore that, and they wouldn't. Who would want to see that? That's bad. Okay, let's see this guy blow up the Fidelity guy. I want to see this. Like, could you imagine, like, if you were working in a Fidelity branch, and some asshole like this comes in and starts getting in your face about why am I not rich? Well, sir, because
right, when you probably have like a master's degree in business or economics or something, to work at Fidelity.
Yeah, you're like a finance, you're a finance guy, like
wearing a tie and a button-down shirt.
Yeah, wearing a
slacks,
fucking suit, probably. Yeah, at least a tie.
Or whatever a YouTuber says. So again, thank you, 8 Father. Let's get into this Fidelity video. Okay, so I'm here in the actual branch. There's not very many people here. I'll give you some kind of shows that I'm actually at Fidelity. If you see that cup, that's a Fidelity cup. I've asked them to put an office privately. There's nobody here other than people that greet you and kind of just assist you with basic things. There's nobody here really to personally face-to-face talk to and ask the questions that, we want to know. So they've set me up with someone on on the phone. I've got them on hold right now. I'm going to take them off hold, and I'm going to ask them some questions that you guys want to know. So stay tuned. Hi, yeah, sorry to keep you holding. So I own AMC stock, as you can see in your system. And just some questions, because there is a lot of stuff being put out there.
I just realized I was muted. I said he's literally filming a phone. He's talking to a phone. Like, he's sitting at a Fidelity branch talking to some guy on a phone. Like, why couldn't you do that at home? I don't know.
Well, that's anticlimactic, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I said that's a bait and switch there, but anyway, we'll see what they say at least.
On social media and stuff like that, and I kind of want to know, because I've invested a lot of money for my personal financial income that I make, and I want to make sure that this is a smart move for me.
Okay, and I completely understand that. Were you wanting to get more information on possible strategies? What exactly were you wanting to? Because Fidelity.com, they can read news articles on Fidelity.com. You also can go to our Learning Center and see exactly our position on that as well. What information were you looking to get?
Are you able to provide currently what the short interest is?
1 second. For, and are you referring to margin trading?
I'm sorry, can you?
Short, you will have to have. They're referring to trading on margin in order to sell short. So what I'll have to do, because this is level 2, I'll have to reach over to our margins trader. They definitely will be able to assist you.
Margins trader. Okay.
Yep, no problem. Give me 1 second.
Okay, so
how can I help you out today?
I'm an owner of AMC stock, and there is a lot of information out there regarding dark pools and synthetic shares and failures to deliver, and that the SEC just came out last week to put some regulations in for transparency regarding shorting stocks and stuff like that, and how all that is working. And a lot of this AMC community kind of puts out a lot of information. I'm just trying to protect my interest in figuring out and asking certain questions to kind of see if like the storyline aligns with reality. So first and foremost, I guess my first question is, how are shares continuously being sold if apparently the float is owned and held?
Let's see. So I do see on these shares. You're saying how they're sold in shares? Is that correct? What you're saying, sir?
Like, how are shares still being sold to anybody who wants to buy if there's no real shares? The float has been basically.
The guy on the phone doesn't even understand what he's asking because it's nonsensical. He's like, how are there shares?
This is the worst day of that banker's life.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, it's interesting though, because this is like the worlds colliding. This is like the ape fantasy world that this guy represents colliding with reality here, you know, in an interesting way. And the guy on the phone's just like, are you asking about, like, what are you asking? You know?
Basically traded many times over and held by the community.
Let me see. Computer share. So I'm making bet. Let me see. Not familiar with that. Give me 1 moment, sir, so I can look at this.
Okay. I'm not really sure why they transferred me. You're now the third person that I have been transferred over to.
Yeah, it's like they're like, yeah, let me get you to somebody who's. Let me get you one of our special needs assistants. I mean, they call themselves retarded all the time. So, yeah, good point, Manuel. No shares. The CEO dumped a lot of them. Yeah, of course. Yeah, there's plenty of shares. I forget how many million, but he sold. But yeah, like. Anyway, yeah, it's funny.
But let's just try to get some of my questions answered.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I apologize to hear that you've kind of been bounced around the pinball machine today. Hopefully I'll be the best person to help you out with this. Let's go ahead and get all your questions up front. Fill me in. What's going on?
Okay, so I'm an crazy AMC stockholder. So I'm pretty sure at this point everybody knows who these investors are. So I'm going to ask some questions because I'm trying to get a little clarity with respects to a lot of the information that's put out there, specifically on social media. I am a vlogger and I do have an audience that I like to provide some clearer answers. I am invested in AMC. I do own them through your brokerage. So I guess I kind of want to sort out through some of these. I can't call them rumors because they haven't really been confirmed or denied. So my first question, I guess, would be: is there like a such thing as like a dark pool?
What do you mean by a dark pool? That's not a term I'm very familiar with.
A dark pool is, I guess, apparently somewhere where like big institutions go to trade stocks, specifically in this case AMC, where it doesn't get immediately reported to the market.
That would be known as a private placement sale. Private placements are well outside of the realm of public trading.
Okay. So just a little bit different way of calling it, but you understand what it is that I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways that people can trade securities. You can do it from securities in reserve. You can do it from securities outstanding. There's a lot of different trade types you can do, and if institutions have purchasing abilities and there's different share classes, etc. It could, as a typical trade within the tapes, right? So there are different types of trades that can be placed. Is my final answer.
Gotcha. Okay. So, is there currently a large short interest regarding AMC? Is it a heavily shorted stock?
When it comes to volumes of securities, that is information that should be publicly available. I would recommend looking into possibly more technically advanced softwares that some brokerages offer. Fidelity has our own proprietary software known as Active Trader Pro. We do provide very detailed information regarding specific stocks that you are interested in researching through that platform. That's not information I currently have. And what is defined as a large volume of shorted shares is somewhat subjective. It's not quite like a ranking of blue chip, large cap, small cap, mid cap, all that kind of stuff, based on just volume alone, because there may be options placed against them. There could be different techniques being used that would involve short against the box possibly, different things like that.
Okay. I've heard a lot that there are a lot of synthetic shares. Is that something that Fidelity can confirm or deny, that there's actually synthetic shares or shares that are kind of created in order to just keep the short position afloat and not let the price point that we all, the public, see not get out of control?
Price control of markets can vary in technique depending on how the shares are issued, types of shares, etc. There can be corporate actions to increase or decrease price of shares. Share price and control of that can be limited, due to regulation, etc. So, when you're looking at share prices and share fluctuations within market, looking at volume, possibly new shares, treasury shares that have been issued, secondary issuing, stock splits, stock mergers. Price can be not manipulated, but controlled to an extent.
Gotcha.
Synthetic shares, that's not really something I'm sure about. I know that there's different classes of shares between different businesses. As far as synthetic shares go, that kind of sounds like it's not something that I'm super familiar with. Let's put it that way.
But you can't confirm or deny it, is what you're saying.
There's different types of shares that trade, yeah. But as far as synthetic shares, it's not a class of shares.
Fidelity is aware of the SEC rulings recently, correct, for transparency?
If you're looking for information on where Fidelity stands with recent market activity, et cetera, I would recommend using our website. All Fidelity opinions are published on the website. I'm not authorized to be providing opinions on behalf of Fidelity.
Okay, so you're not authorized on that. All right. Let me just think here. So can you please explain to me how a stock is actually loaned out? Like what is Fidelity's guidelines for allowing someone to borrow a share from another?
So that would all come down to margin agreements on file, which it looks like you do have margin on file. When you sign a margin agreement with Fidelity, you allow us to commingle shares that you may own in Tithe Cash with other accounts, meaning they go into the Fidelity reserves, at which point if someone would like to sell short a position, it may or may not be coming from someone else's account. Fidelity also does reserve shares within its own reserves that may be borrowed.
Do we have the ability to refuse that, or not allow that to be done, or is that something that maybe just people don't really read, and once they've agreed, they don't really have the right to say don't loan my shares out?
Comes down to the type of trading that you're doing. Commingling is a necessary part of margin because you will need to be borrowing other people's shares if you plan on shorting shares, right? It's just kind of part of the ball game. If you don't want your shares commingled, don't trade margin. It's kind of the whole thing. The margin agreement is available online if you're looking for more specific information. That's all lawyer jargon, et cetera, if you'd like to pick through that for the specifics.
But bottom line is, if you have a margin account, you've basically agreed to allow your shares to be loaned out.
It's a little bit more complicated than that, which is why I referenced you to the
he's doing really well
margin agreement
so far, because I mean the questions are pretty straightforward. I mean they're not. He's phrasing the questions fairly well. I have to, I'll admit.
And he's being polite, so
Yeah.
I give him points for that, for being polite and trying to just ask. He's just trying to get clarification on things that shouldn't need clarifying if you're in the market. But
right,
the banker is just. I mean, he deserves a huge bonus for handling this as well as he is.
Right.
Because it's like he's giving a little mini crash course on, trading.
Right.
And I wonder how Fidelity would feel about this call being released on YouTube.
I don't know. It's a good question.
I don't think they'd be all that happy, but
yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah,
because they assume it's going to be a private call between two parties, not,
Well, I mean, I'm sure that Fidelity
used to quell rumors.
Yeah, they are probably recording the call, or they probably had this call may be recorded. So I mean,
definitely.
Maybe definitely. I mean, I don't know. He didn't disclose it at all on the video anywhere. That he didn't tell the person on the phone that he was recording the call, or that he was, at least not it wasn't shown on the video. And also,
you're supposed to do that or have a beep every 30 seconds.
Right. And some states do require you to disclose. There's two-party states and one-party states. So, as far as consent goes, it depends on the state. Those rules, as far as as long as one party knows the call is being recorded, you can record it. Other states, both parties have to know that it's being recorded. So I don't know where he is and what the law is there. So, I don't know, but that's a good point. Anyway, okay, this is actually kind of interesting, so I'm just going to let it play a little bit more.
There's a few main bullet points in there that are highlighted and bolded. Those would be a good place to start with understanding exactly how margin works and why this is something that comes with margin.
Okay. I guess my next question is going to be, if there's an assumption that there's just shares that are being created to keep, and I know you're answering it in a certain way to kind of just protect yourself, Fidelity, and everything like that, but I'm just really trying to get down to the bottom of some of this information that I pick up online. And I understand you're not supposed to use social media as your guide for buying and selling or holding stocks or anything.
That's true.
Like that.
You're not.
But it's just so much of the same story being put out there that it's basically believable at this point. And one of the things that is being said is that there's just countless amounts of shares that were created falsely, I guess, in order to kind of keep the amount of shares high, so that the demand is not so high, and there's just not enough shares for anybody to purchase, therefore driving the price extremely high. Is that making, does that make sense, what I just said to you?
So, yes, it does. What you're describing here is diluting shareholder equity. That can be done in a couple different ways, right? You can, and that, like you mentioned, can be involving of the amount of securities in market that are currently available, et cetera. Volume, right? What I would recommend doing is I would recommend doing some research into secondary and add-on offerings. In order to have more stocks traded on a public market, they need to be registered. You can't have ghost shares. If you want ghost shares, I'd recommend looking into penny stocks if you want some really risky stuff with no information and very little requirements to be filed on an exchange. That would be what a penny stock is, which is why they're so much more risky, is there's very little information. On a company such as AMC, very large, heavily traded security, randomly applying more securities to a offering and then diluting shareholder equity, one, that would be something that should require a shareholder's vote, or at least you are allowed to vote on those things. Anything, for the most part, that dilutes shareholder equity, shareholders should have the right to vote, either by proxy or in person. That is a FINRA regulation. So when it comes to random shares being issued and whatnot, I don't know of a process that they would be able to use to do that. If they are doing that, it's something that I'm unaware of, and it certainly is not within any FINRA guidelines that I'm aware of. So my suggestion, read up on offerings, read up on how IPOs, secondary offerings, and add-on offerings work, and why that's something that shareholders are typically allowed to vote on if given within the perspective. So yeah, looking at additional offerings, secondary offerings, et cetera, would be where I'd recommend.
Oh. So, he's again, he's pretty much like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, that's not a thing. I don't know why this is doing this now.
The answers were definitely not the answers that he was expecting to get.
No. And he says that there are rumors, or that, he heard it on social media, and that's, and it's basically believable because you're hearing the same thing over and over, which, that's logical fallacy. Like, just because you hear something a lot doesn't make it true.
Yeah, that's market manipulation.
Right.
That's market manipulation. You can't collude with other people to influence something one way or the other.
Not to mention, like, that's what the big accusation is on the short sellers. Like, oh, they're shorting the stock and putting out negative information about it. Well, it's kind of the opposite here. It's the inverse of that. Like, you're buying the stock and putting out all this negative information about short sellers. So how is that any, it's the same damn thing, really. Worse, probably, because these people are uneducated, uninformed, and they're susceptible to misinformation, and it's coming from themselves. It's not coming from a third party. Well, some of it is, no doubt. They're shills putting out information, but it's the community misleading themselves, essentially. So it's like self-reinforced.
What's unfortunate is that the guy's not going to come away, I think, with any answers to his questions. He's not going to walk away with an epiphany or an understanding, because the answers that he was given are in a context that is out of his experience.
Right.
So everything that the Fidelity rep was saying wasn't going to make sense to him. It wasn't going to make up his mind or steer him one way or the other, because it wasn't it wasn't confirming what he knew, and some of the terminology was unfamiliar to him, just like the terminology that he was using was unfamiliar to the Fidelity rep.
Right.
Who was like, synthetic shares, dark pool, what?
Yeah, right.
No, I don't know. I don't know about that, but I can tell you about what it really is.
Right.
And out of context, I don't think that the information, while it was very useful information, I don't know that it was useful for his purpose of getting his questions answered.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Okay, it looks like it loaded. So I'm going to play it.
And looking into kind of possibly debunking that information, if that's what you're looking to do.
So you wouldn't say then that there's ghost shares or fake shares with respects to AMC?
I don't know what a ghost share is.
Oh, I thought that's what the terminology you used, like when referencing like over-the-counter stocks and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's, there's some really interesting stories that you can read about OTC, pink sheet, penny stock stuff, about, dudes in Taiwanese basements registering businesses to trade on an OTC market and then just going completely missing in action. There's some weird stuff that happens on the penny market. As far as a large company like AMC, I don't know. I mean, it would be news to me.
So again, you can't really confirm or deny that.
I have a question for you, actually. Is this an interview?
Yeah.
Okay, I do not consent to this information being shared. This information is for your educational purposes.
Oh,
only.
Shit.
Okay.
If you're looking to educate yourself on securities information, there are great classes you can take. The Fidelity website offers a lot of resources. I'm not authorized to speak on behalf of Fidelity or its views on these things.
Okay, then I guess I got the wrong agent at this point, because some of the other guys have basically told me, yeah, I can do this, I can interview somebody, I can record it, and I don't think I've gotten clarity in some of the questions that I've asked you. I think you've gone very protocol in your answers. I wish I would have interviewed and recorded the first agent that I had, because she gave me a lot clearer answers. You've gone down other roads that I don't even know, like I don't even think I was asking that question. But I guess at this point I'm not going to waste any more of your time or my time. I'm just going to try to find somebody else that can better answer these questions, because I'm sorry, unfortunately you did not answer my questions in a manner of that I can understand, or there really wasn't any answer. You just kept pointing me in different directions and different literature and stuff like that, and I'm not getting anything here in the 30 minutes that I've been on this call. So I'm gonna end it now. I appreciate. I'm actually at one of your branches. I'm not at home doing this. I'm literally at one of your branches, and one of your representatives put you guys on the phone with me, and I got to you through multiple transfers, and you've been the person to finally, I guess, take as much time as you've taken. But like I said, there's really no need to go forward. You're not interested in being interviewed or recorded. I'll respect that. And
I'll respect that. I'll put it on YouTube.
It's not a matter of being interested. He can't.
Right.
It's corporate policy.
That was uncomfortable, and I'm sorry, but I am going to post your ass, because there is no reason for me not to post your ass. Guys, I really tried to show up at a branch live so that I can give you guys a little bit more information, but as you can see, they're playing fucking tiddlywinks with me. I wish I would have recorded an earlier rep that was a female in Missouri, because she was really, really answering my questions. That's why I came personally to the branch, because I'm like, I felt so good about that call that I was like, oh, okay, so these guys will answer my calls, answer my questions in person, just like that person. I just didn't want to walk in here and be turned away. I wanted to call first and say, can I do this? Can I interview you guys? And that person says, this is a free country. You can interview anybody. Maybe they might not want to be on video.
Yeah, I don't think they said that.
Anybody's face on video. It was only their voice. But as you can see, that gentleman was he's part of the fucking problem, I think. So I'm going to end this video now, but I'm not going to stop looking for these answers, and I'm not going to stop calling Fidelity or showing up to a branch where somebody can meet me. Maybe I'll set up a meeting, because I came here and they said the people that I really need to talk to are not on site anymore at any of the locations due to COVID, yada, yada, yada. I guess they're all based on phone conversation or Zoom conversations, but nonetheless, I really didn't get much accomplished here. That guy was just kind of like trying to throw me off track and point me in other directions just to play it safe.
No.
That obviously throws up a red flag for me.
Well, and
if you can't easily answer these questions, then we must be pushing certain buttons that you don't really.
Give me a fucking
I'm
break,
gonna end
dude.
it there. John Wick Sniping. Thanks for watching, and I'll be.
I mean,
I wonder if he knows that Fidelity does not have to open an account for him. They don't have to give him an account. That's like a privilege. It's not a right, and they can shut his account down.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
like right now if they want to, and just say goodbye, get lost.
Yeah.
They don't owe him anything. They don't owe him mini course on the market. They don't owe him an account. They don't owe him anything. They certainly don't owe him reinforcing his misunderstanding and confirmation bias, which is what he was looking for.
That's exactly.
And he put that employee in a really precarious position.
Yeah, I agree.
And he knew it. He knew it.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, it was very perceptive.
For the guy to say, "I don't consent to this. I don't consent to you recording and sharing this," and then he goes ahead and puts it on YouTube anyway. Come on, hello.
Yeah.
You know, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? Oh.
Yeah, that was. Wow. Everybody's like, "Oh, wow, this must," you know, all these comments are like, "Realest guy on YouTube."
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. I mean, that just goes to show you, that he wasn't interested in learning anything. He just wanted a confirmation by.
No, the ignorance is the ignorance is astounding. It's willful ignorance is astounding.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Man,
exactly.
the Fidelity guy deserves 2 weeks paid vacation and a big bonus for that one, because he got hoodwinked big time.
Yeah, and and I can understand like his point. Like he is, he's an advisor that talks with individuals about their whatever, and provides educational information. He's not speaking for Fidelity.
Babysit.
Or babysitting, but he's not. He's not a spokesperson. He's not a PR person.
No, he cannot speak on behalf of the company. I guarantee you that's in his
contract,
onboarding documents for his job.
Right.
And he got hoodwinked. The guy set him up. He set the employee up.
And to his credit, he realized it and he shut it down. He knew. He knew that he did, and that's very perceptive. Like to notice. So yeah, that was top notch.
Well, when he kept giving the guy information and the guy was like, okay, but no, now I want you to tell me what I want you to tell me and not what is, real and how it actually works. And I think that's what clued him off or clued him in was that whatever answer he gave, it was not going to be the right answer. It was this like, okay, well, you're just telling me, what you want to say. No, he's telling you what he can say within the limits of what he's allowed to do under the guidelines of the company that he works for.
Right.
It's like, go enroll go to school and learn how to do this. Go somewhere and learn how to do this first. Don't hoodwink some employee and then put it on YouTube after he said, I don't consent to you sharing this. That's not okay. That kind of behavior is not okay.
I guarantee that the guy on the phone was, he probably has credentials like beyond, a degree. He probably honestly is like, he's like Keith Gill. He's a registered securities agent. He has he took the exams and has the credentials, and does that professionally. Like, it really is. That's why like what I said in the middle, I think really, sums it up. That's two worlds colliding. This is the uninformed, willfully ignorant retail investor who doesn't want, to know, is just running strictly on emotion, running on rumors, running on, this popular narrative versus, the actual objective, reality of the situation that's colliding. And it's like, it would be like,
that right there is everything that's wrong with the ape mentality. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That was it in action. They want to know, but they don't want to know. And they're willing to put someone else's job at risk just to get their misperceptions and misunderstandings reinforced. And if you don't reinforce their misunderstanding, then you're the problem. You're the enemy.
Right. And it's like what we're trying to do here, like on a different level. Like that guy got railroaded. He got hoodwinked. And, this guy was trying to use him to do that. And when he didn't give him what he wanted, he just, he was just like, okay, well, whatever, I'm wasting your time, you're wasting my time, and blah, 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 and basically threw him under the bus. And it's like in some way is like all the negative comments that we get here, all the just, and it goes ad hominem. It goes into personal attacks because they don't have any counter arguments. They don't have any facts to back it up. So if you're not saying anything that confirms those facts that they believe, supposed facts, then they're just gonna treat you like shit, disrespect you, and in this guy's case, put him in an uncomfortable position professionally. And fortunately, we don't have to worry about that here. But I mean, still, like, and I don't care.
No, he violated the guy's statement that I do not consent. He violated his lack of consent to share that information and went ahead and put it on YouTube anyway.
Put it on
the whole YouTube world to see without really giving a fuck about how it could affect this person who just spent 30 minutes trying to enlighten him.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
And educate him on how reality is and the terms to use. And the guy just was not going to have it, but to say, I don't consent, and then the person puts it online anyway it's just wrong. It's wrong on so many levels. It's wrong legally. It's wrong ethically.
And
it's wrong, as far as just psychologically, it's not okay.
And it says, it says fidelity right here.
Is everything that's wrong with the apes is in that video.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Boom.
So it says fidelity right here, that he has the fidelity logo on his thumbnail, and so it's, like if they wanted to find that, he's not hiding it at all, at all. He's like, it's like he's doing it to spite fidelity. And this is his own brokerage, like, supposedly, like it's his own broker. Like, I don't get it. It's very much an entitled, willfully ignorant, entitled, and thing. Like, I don't know. Manuel said, in here in the chat, he said, that I need AMC price to go up. Keep checking in as it's lower, and I overinvested. But I need the price to go up. Can Fidelity do something? And that's really what, that sums it up. Like, it's like, that's it. They overinvested without informing yourself, and you see the price go down, and it must be because, there's more shares than there should be. Well, no. Like, if you
and now you won't confirm or deny the rumor. Well, that's what a rumor is.
Right.
It's a rumor because nobody's confirmed it or denied it, and that's why it's just a rumor and speculative and not fact. But then somebody's giving you fact, and you just go, no, stick your fingers in your ears and say, I can't hear you.
Most people want to be. Yeah, go ahead.
No, and then I'm just astounded that after the rep said, I do not consent to this information being shared outside of our phone call, and then he goes ahead and puts it on YouTube. That to me is just like, come on, man. Come on.
Yeah,
really? You need to be investing on Moomoo go to Moomoo.
Shitty,
Okay,
yeah.
you belong on Moomoo. You're a Moomoo investor. You're not a Fidelity investor.
Right.
You're a Golden Corral dude. You're not a Sizzler dude.
Right. Yeah. I mean, man, it's crazy.
I'm astounded. Really, that's one of the most bizarre things that I think I've seen.
I agree. Yeah, it is. It is bizarre. Like,
I hope people realize that it's not okay to do that, and it's just not okay. It's not okay on any level. Don't. If you have a private conversation with somebody, you don't go blast it out to the world on
and
YouTube.
that shows you the level of respect, and like and here's the ultimate irony. Okay, the apes are going on and on and on about, oh, the hedge funds are breaking the rule, breaking the law, and the brokerages are complicit in breaking the law and disregarding the rules. And then this asshole does this, double standard, yeah, entitlement, narcissism, because they don't. It's okay if they do it, but they're doing exactly what they perceive wrong, the perceived wrongs that are being done to them, which anyway, yeah, that's bizarre. I mean, that's bizarre. This thing's getting out. I mean, I say this all the time. It's getting out of control. It's getting out of hand. It's going, it's going too far. But I mean, I got to stop saying that, because it's just like they're taking it as a challenge. They keep pushing it farther and farther. And here's another one. The numbers don't lie. 2,600% AMC shares traded by Citadel. Synthetic shares exposed. No, that's not that. 2,600% of AMC shares traded. That just means that they were traded a lot. It's the same thing. It's the same shit. That's what I'm saying. The trading volume is not tied to the float. Anyway,
he needs to be on Moomoo buying penny stocks. That's just right. You guys all go to Moomoo, buy penny stocks, have fun. You can lose money there just as easily as you can lose it on AMC, and you won't be screwing up everything for the people who just want to invest or trade in a not out of whack market.
Right. I mean,
where people are spreading, rumors and paranoia and conspiracy theories, and just completely not even caring when somebody comes along and tries to explain to them the reality of how it works. And they just refuse to hear it, refuse to learn, and then go and dox you, basically, dox your phone call out on YouTube and jeopardize your job. And I can't even, my mind is blown. I think I've seen it all now. I've seen it all.
I like this Wrench Capital video here. I'm not going to watch it, but AMC is back 1 day ago. 1 day ago, AMC is back. That was the day that, it shot up to whatever. It didn't really shoot up, but I mean, it was the day that it went up to like $18, almost $19. And now it's back down to where it was the day before that. So yeah, good job, Wrench. Yes, AMC is back. Oh, now it's not back. Oh, it's now it's not back again. Like, I mean, how these guys making this content? I mean, I swear to God, it's just like, that right there is, it's an indication. Like, whatever happens, they'll react to it, and it'll be, a positive catalyst. And then the next day, it'll literally reverse itself and go back to where it was before. But, this video is still up. Like, AMC is back. Okay, right. Give me a break. Wow. Shorts have problems. Shorts have huge problems. I mean, who are the ones with the problems here? Seriously, who are the ones with the problems? Huge bullish news. Oh my God. It's about to get crazy. Running out of shares. Yeah, we're running out of shares. Just need the CEO and the insiders to sell more. Wow. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Today's AMC price action. Yay. Oh, there's a lot of nonsense going around out here about, where is it here? Something about share dilution. AMC may squeeze in February. Oh, okay. Now it's going to squeeze in February. Cool. Something about a negotiation or something. Negotiation. Who would AMC apes accept a settlement? Who would they trust and negotiate? Like, yeah, okay, they're gonna negotiate with you. They're gonna be like, okay, you know, like, how delusional. When does that shit ever, you know, like, what planet are these people on? You know, so who will negotiate for retail? Like, negotiate? That's not how it works. You don't negotiate a price. This isn't the fucking, you know, like, this isn't, you know, like, backroom business deal. We're talking about the stock market here. I don't know. AMC just went parabolic. Oh, finance news. Man. Anyway, yeah, there's this. I'm glad we watched that, though. That was eye-opening. In a way, it was. I mean, I didn't know where that was going to go. I did not know where that was going to go. Yeah, wow. I'm just trying to, like. Oh man, yeah, you're right. That embodies the apes. That was a perfect embodiment of the apes, and the delusion, and just the overall attitude, like. Wow. Man. Crazy. So, let's see here. What was that video you sent? You sent a song. What is this? Exploding brain. Let's do this here. Yeah, market dictates the price. Don't negotiate. You don't negotiate with terrorists. Financial terrorists. Oh, oops. Damn it. Sorry. Wow, my goddamn internet. I'm gonna have to terminate this screen sharing on Telegram. How do I do that again? Fuck. Stop sharing, okay. That was adding a lot of, taking up a lot of, what you call it? Internet. It was using a lot of internet.
I think so. I think so. I think Iggy said it very well.
Yeah. Thanks for being here, Lynn. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, as always. It was, I mean, I'm still trying to wrap my head around that whole fidelity thing. I hope people learn from that. I hope that that's kind of a wake-up call for someone to go, oh, well, maybe we need to kind of be more open-minded and educate ourselves about how it works. And that poor fidelity rep, I want to send him like a cookie basket or something. I feel really bad for him because that was just incredibly awkward. And he was thrown under the bus. And don't throw people under the bus. It's almost as bad as not being able to smoke on the airplane.
Yeah. Yep. Says stream was temporarily blocked because we detected copyrighted audio and video. Fuckers.
Those bastards. That didn't take long. Somehow I don't think Iggy would care. I think he'd probably approve.
Yeah, probably. Whatever. Fuck him.
That was too useful for anybody to hear anyway, I guess.
Yeah. Detected.
Well, thank you for having me, and I'm sorry that I got you in trouble yet again.
Oh, it's not. Now it's no longer blocked. It's back.
Oh,
even though
Iggy called them.
Yeah, he called. He's like, nah, it's okay. Even though now I'm playing more copyrighted material, but they don't detect this for some reason. So I thought for sure that they would detect it.
Oh no, that's Iggy. It's Iggy Pop. No, never mind.
Right.
We can't monetize that.
We can't monetize that. But Afro Man here, that they don't even know. They don't even know that they're like, that's not copyright. That's just some,
He wouldn't care either.
I don't think he would. Like I've thought about reaching out to him before. Like, hey, just FYI, ask permission. Like, can I use this song? Or well, I already have used it like hundreds of times. Like, I literally used it hundreds of times on my old videos, just because it was, they never detected it. So of course I'm going to use it, and it's, fitting, and it's a good tune. I like it. So.
Well, how about this? Everybody go out there and download. Don't download Afro Man.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah. You're full of shit. Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Go to your favorite music service and download it. And, do an artist right.
Yes.
but I know Iggy wouldn't care.
No, I don't think so. And I don't think Afro Man would either, honestly. I don't think he would. Together. I think that it would. Yeah, I think the three of us and Apish Bambino, I think that would be a good hang, probably. Smoke some weed, talk about the shit. Anyway, yeah, I'm off work tomorrow apparently, so I don't know. It started to snow here, so it's not like it's gonna be a fun day off work. I'm just stuck in my apartment. So maybe I'll jump on stream tomorrow during the day or something. I don't know. We'll see. But there's double chorus, so that's my cue.
Yep.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Catch you all later.